Welcome back, tiny friends, and Merry Christmas. This is day 2 of 12 days of a vintage Christmas. And if you missed day 1, you will also find a link in the description box below. I made miniature garland, and I also shared this free printable I found on Amber's blog spot as a special gift. I went over some tips and suggestions for this free printable. You will also find a link to this free printable in every video of this Christmas special. Some of you have mentioned that you are having trouble finding this PDF on that link. If you click the link below for this free printable, the first thing you should see when the page pops up, it says Amber's house. If you scroll down past the first picture, which would be an image of this set, there's 2 paragraphs underneath the picture. Past those 2 paragraphs, there's a link in blue letters that says Christmas boxes. Click on that link. It should pull this image up in a PDF form, and you can either print it from that link or you can download it to your computer, or you can do both. I hope that helps. Today I will be creating one of these Christmas ornament boxes that will be a little more special than the rest of them. So don't forget to get yourself a nice warm cozy cup of Christmas cheer. For this ornament box, I chose to go with the red box, and right now I am just making very small cuts around the curvy edges. It's best if you just take small cuts when you're cutting around curvy edges instead of going around the whole thing in one line. So just take your time when you're cutting around the boxes that have curved edges. You'll also get cleaner cuts if you have a brand new blade. I've already broken the tip on this blade because I'm so heavy-handed, but I'm still going to use it because for my boxes, they're going to be old in the end anyways, so it's not going to make a difference. But if you want nice, crisp, brand new boxes, then you really should use a brand new blade for this. And try not to press down as hard as I do where you're going to break your tip. These 3 boxes also come with inserts because they're made to store your Christmas bulb ornaments. Once I got that window cut out, I wanted a little more detail, so I went around the edges with a green Sharpie marker and it darkened it up a little bit. I love the way that this looked because it gave the green 2 different tones and made the box look a little older. If you don't want any white edges showing, you can choose any color and just go around it with a marker. In day 1, I spoke about the tabs of some of these boxes, and I was following the instructions on where she was adding paper tabs. This is the last box I did that for. I did come up with what I thought was a better solution for the tabs. If you missed that part, you might want to go back to day 1 and watch the part where I give a better explanation of the tabs. You may find the solution that I came up with is an easier solution for you as well. So now I'm going to take a moment to put together this box the way the original instructions explained. I'm not going to speed up too much just in case you decide you want to take this route to create your tabs. the inserts that go to the boxes with the letters. So your colored boxes that will hold your ball ornaments. They weren't marked out, but the instructions specified your notches should be 7 millimeters apart. Now, I am so measurely challenged. If you're like me and you're like, how the heck do I measure that? Just take the centimeter side of your ruler and count 7 lines. That 7 line will be your notch mark. And then just repeat the process. I like to move my ruler over and begin again from the last line that I made. Your longer inserts should have 3 notches and your smaller inserts should have 2. So I did this on the top and bottom, and then I just drew a connecting line straight down. Once I was ready to cut the notches, I only cut halfway down, not all the way, and I cut a straight line first, and then I kind of did the same thing I did with the tabs. I cut my straight line, and then right next to the straight line, I cut a little line at an angle to kind of cut out a triangle shape. This really helped these pieces to fit together, and it was pretty simple. Before I figured that out, I was just cutting the lines, the line notches, and trying to put them together, and it was just giving me such a hard time. So I highly recommend to cut out those little triangle notches for your inserts. This is what they should look like, and you can see the little gaps in between them. You want to go with that. Trust me, tiny friends. Save yourself some struggle. And one more thing, before assembling the inserts, fit them inside the box and give it a dry fit. Make sure they fit because I had to trim mine down a little bit. I just took some tacky glue and stuck a little bit in between the gaps right in there. And then I went ahead and put them together. I pushed them down nice and tight so they were all laying flush with each other against the table, and this is what they should look like. Made sure that they were nice and adjusted the way I wanted them to lay. And then I just took my tacky glue and put a little bit of glue right on the connecting points. So there was 6 connecting points. I just dabbed a little bit of glue on each one, and then I laid it down and glued it to the bottom of the box. This way these little babies aren't going anywhere. They're nice and snug and they'll stay put. Okay, once you get them in there, you can take your tweezers and straighten them out a bit. Make some adjustments before the glue dries. I'm not adding any windows to these 3 boxes, but I'm just going to fill them up with random beads. I'm going to use this necklace, and it has these little gold clips that are attached to the chain. I'm going to use those for the top parts of the ornaments. And you can use seed beads. Seed beads are perfect for this. And then later on, I'm going to add little hooks inside the holes of these little caps. So I'm going to glue them on, make sure that they don't fall off. And I'm actually going to glue these beads to the box. I will be able to remove the top of the box and you'll be able to see the ornaments, but I won't be removing the ornaments from the box since Miss Margot will be storing them in the attic. So here you can see all the little bead ornaments, and I'm just gluing them right in place. For this box, I'm going to use all the same beads and fill it completely with the same ornaments, but for my other boxes, I'm going to switch the beads up, and I'm going to leave some of the spaces empty, and then in some of the other spaces, I'll put extra hooks and then maybe some extra ornament caps as well. You don't need to fill your boxes completely. It's your choice, completely up to you. But in real life, I know in my ornaments, not all of the boxes are filled, and there are some compartments that have extra hooks and extra ornament caps. So I just thought that would be such a fun and great little detail to add to these boxes. Tiny friends, this necklace was actually given to me by a close friend of the family's while I was on holiday. She had a bag of treasures that used to belong to her mom and her grandmother, and she was just going to donate the stuff. So she donated it to me, and oh my goodness, I just love knowing the history behind some of the parts that I'm using to create my miniature pieces. I just feel like it makes that miniature extra special. And to know that I can take something that is no longer in use from somebody that is close to me and create a special little miniature with it. I feel like it gives more meaning to the miniature piece that I'm creating. And it's super fun for them to see what I come up with and to know that a part of their loved one is in one of my miniature visions. I absolutely love that. I really, really do. And when I find stuff or I'm given stuff, I try to uh, collect as much information about the parts as I possibly can. It's just something that comes along with my miniature making. And that makes this little box of ornaments a little more special than the rest of the boxes. Okay, I found this really tiny micro wire that I pulled off of some styrofoam berries, and I'm going to use it to create hooks for the ornaments. Since it's so micro, I thought it would be perfect, and it's really easy to bend. So right now, I'm just going to use my tweezers and try and just give it a dry fit to see which ornament I'm going to place them in. I'm only going to do a few for added detail, and I'm just checking to see if I need to cut the wire down some and which ones I'll be able to fit it into. Okay, tiny friends, that completes this special box of ornaments and day 2 of 12 days of a vintage Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If so, please let me know what you thought in the comments below and give it a thumbs up. Come back for day 3 to see which ones I'm going to make next. I still have to go finish putting up my decorations. Until next time, tiny friends, you have a lovely day. See you on the mini side.